In this video, I'm going to be breaking down the science of rhyming patterns. This is the second video in this series, and I'll post a link to the first video, which covers the science of rhyming as it relates to sounds. My name is ColeMize, and I've been helping rappers perfect their rap skills on this channel for the past 9 years. Now, let's get straight to it. When it comes to rhyming, there's two types of patterns that we create: rhyme schemes and internal rhymes. A rhyme scheme occurs when a rhyme is placed relatively in the same spot for at least 2 bars. For example, I place vocation and making on the 4th beat of these 2 bars. This is also one of the most common places that we will place a rhyme, which are known as end rhymes. End rhymes don't always have to land on the 4th beat, but they are typically towards the end of a bar or one of your last words in your phrase. I be murking tracks, yeah, you know that's my vocation. They be wondering how many dollars that I'm making. Now, if you struggle with determining where the 4th beat is by ear, just know that there are typically 2 snares per bar. The first snare typically lands on the 2nd beat, and the 2nd snare typically lands on the 4th beat. With that in mind, let's listen again and pay attention to how both of my rhymes land on the 2nd snare, which is the 4th beat of each bar. I be murking tracks, yeah, you know that's my vocation. They be wondering how many dollars that I'm making. Also, just so you know, the instrumental that I'm using is a beat that I produced called Spaced Out, and if you like it, I'll post a link to it in the video description below. Now let's talk about internal rhymes. An internal rhyme occurs when 2 words rhyme with each other within a bar, but that rhyming pattern does not carry over to another bar. For example, notice how I only rhyme with the eh sounds using business, with it, and pimpin' on the 2nd bar, but I don't rhyme with these words at all on the 1st bar. Got no time for that, so just stay about my station. Mind your business with it, pimpin', man, that's too much information. Also, did you notice that business landed on the 1st beat, which is where kick drum or 808 is typically placed, and pimpin' landed on the 2nd beat, which is the 1st snare? Let's listen back again and focus on that. Got no time for that, so just stay about my station. Mind your business with it, pimpin', man, that's too much information. Now you may be noticing that I'm putting a lot of emphasis on where exactly I'm placing my rhymes within each bar, and that's because the placement of your rhymes is so important. The key to making your rap sound catchy is creating patterns. And a pattern is just simply something that repeats itself so that it's familiar and predictable to the listener so they can follow along to it and make sense of it. And in rap, we don't only create patterns with our delivery and our cadences for our rap flow, but we of course create patterns with our rhymes as well. And it's really common for us to stack all 3 of these patterns on top of each other at the same time, which makes our rap sound so catchy. So let's talk about the placement of your rhyme schemes. Where should you place them within your bars? Well, you may have noticed by now that there seems to be a trend. All my rhymes have been landing on a beat. I'm not rhyming on every single beat of each bar, but where there are rhymes, they are typically landing on beat. And this is a great starting point if you struggle to determine where to place rhymes. Kicks and snares are typically some of the loudest elements of an instrumental, so it's common for us to place rhymes on them while putting a little bit more emphasis and stress on our rhymes to make them pop out from the rest of the lyrics and give them almost like a 3D effect. And this ties into that delivery pattern stuff I was just talking about. But I want to stress that this is just a really good generic starting point that will get your rhymes to sound great. But don't limit yourself to only rhyming on the beats. You can rhyme anywhere within a bar. What's most important is that you're mindful of where you're placing your rhymes, especially ones that are part of a rhyme scheme, so that you place the word that rhymes with it in close proximity to it on the next bar. For example, I'm going to modify my lyrics so that station and mation and pimpin' land before the snares, which is before the beats, and they will sound perfectly fine. Check this out. Got no time for that, so stay about my station. Mind your business, pimpin', you want too much information. Now for demonstration purposes, I'm going to mess up the structure of my station and mation rhymes so they don't land at the same time on both bars. Now I have station landing on the first beat of bar 1 and mation landing on the fourth beat of bar 2. And notice how it still sounds good, but mation and station don't have as strong of a connection with each other, so it doesn't sound as catchy anymore. Stay at my station, I ain't got no time for that. Mind your business with it, pimpin', man, that's too much information. Now let's do a quick shootout between this rhyme scheme and my previous rhyme scheme so that the difference between them are a little more apparent. Stay at my station, I ain't got no time for that. Mind your business with it, pimpin', man, that's too much information. Got no time for that, so stay about my station. Mind your business, pimpin', you want too much information. As you can hear, it's very important to be mindful of where you're placing your rhymes to ensure they're hitting as hard as possible. And I also want to state there's nothing wrong with placing your rhymes as far apart as what I just demonstrated either. Just be intentional about it. If you're going to do it on purpose. Don't do it as an accident. For example, one technique I love using is something I call neighboring rhymes. A neighboring rhyme is when a rhyme is placed one beat or two beats before or after where another rhyme is placed. So it's not in the same exact location, but it's in close proximity to the same location. In this example, I placed station on the third beat of bar 1 and mation on the fourth beat of bar 2. And it sounds really cool. Got no time for that, so stay about my station. Mind your business with it, pimpin', man, that's too much information. And this is a great example of once you know the rules, feel free to break them. As I always say at the end of my videos, when it comes to rapping, there's no rules, there's only techniques. But there's one major problem. It's gonna be impossible for you to structure your rhyme schemes like I'm demonstrating here if you don't have the proper ear training, if you're not able to hear the beats within every bar. And that's why that I recommend the first thing that any rapper should learn is how to establish their rhythm. And by rhythm, I mean your ability to listen to any instrumental, identify the beats within every bar, and keep count of those beats with your body movement, such as like a head movement. And if this is something you struggle with, I've made a very awesome in-depth video to walk you through this entire process called Establishing Rhythm Part 3, which I'll post in the video's description below. And stay tuned because my next video, I'm gonna be breaking down how to transition into new rhyme schemes, how to juggle multiple rhyme schemes, and even how to break rhyme schemes and still make it sound awesome. And feel free to spit you a few bars in the comment section below and show off some of them new rhyming techniques that you just learned. And again, my name is ColeMize with ColeMizeStudios.com, where I strive to make you a better rapper now. And check the video's description below for links to my free ebook, The #1 Fundamental to Rapping, my one-on-one coaching service, and my quick rap guides. And be sure to subscribe to this channel for more straight to the point, no BS, how to rap video tutorials just like this one. And always remember, when it comes to rapping, there's no rules, there's only techniques. Peace. Hey man, you see that subscribe button right there? Kill it, kill it, kill it, kill it, kill it, kill it, kill it. Oh, and don't forget the bell icon. Kill it, kill it, kill it, kill it, kill it, kill it, kill it. Hey, I know you see that like button, right? Kill it, kill it, kill it, kill it, kill it, kill it, kill it. And look at yourself in the mirror and tell yourself, today I'm gonna kill it.